Morning, everybody. So I've been waiting for some time to do this for you, and I'm going to call it Chele's Secret Life Hacks. So I know especially my sister Sherry would love this because so often we're having conversations and I'll say, oh, well, I do this or I do that. And she'll say, wait a minute, you never mentioned you do that. So I thought today would be kind of fun to really share with you some of the little secrets that have become habits that I would consider great life hacks for me living a healthy lifestyle and living the life that I want to live. So let's start out with something called L-glutamine. Now, I do use different supplements that contain L-glutamine. L-glutamine is very good for fueling the digestive system, for supporting the level of inflammation in your digestive system. So if you're somebody who struggles with gut health issues, or you know sometimes in the middle of the night you have tummy aches or bloating or whatever it might be, L-glutamine is a really good amino acid to support that. So I just pick myself up, an L-glutamine. If my nutritional company had a straight L-glutamine, I would get it straight from there, but I pick up one that has a lot of L-glutamine. I take that in the middle of the night. So I mix it up just maybe a couple of tablespoons with some water, and I set it by my bedside. And when I wake up during the night, maybe to go to the bathroom or whatever it might be, I drink that down and it allows my stomach to be ready and supporting for in the morning. Now, when I get up in the morning, one thing that I've really developed a good habit of is I'll drink a big glass of water in the morning, and oftentimes I'll put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there just for cleansing purposes. Some mornings I wake up and I do warm lemon water. Maybe I want to support my gallbladder a little bit more that day, or make sure that I'm cleansing my system that morning with a good healthy lemon water. So there's little things like that I do early in the morning. The other thing that I do early in the morning is instead of just regular coffee or regular black tea, I do either trim cafe or trim tea. Now, why do I consider these life hacks? I consider them life hacks because seriously, when you look at the level of cholesterol and fat production in the body, maybe fat to muscle ratio, these are good little supplements that take the place of or in addition to your regular coffee or tea, but they'll support heart health and they'll support weight management. So a very inexpensive little life hack that I throw in there. One of the other things, and this is more of my husband's life hack, he loves something called Mocha Tonics. Now, Mocha Tonics is a fat-burning, energy-enhancing, brain-boosting chocolate drink. It also has a nice little fat burner in there. It tastes kind of chocolatey and mocha. Really, really nice for this time of year as the temperatures are coming down a little bit and people want to warm up. Works by process of thermogenesis. So speeds up the amount of calories that are being burned by your metabolism. Also going to support satiety. So same with trim tea and trim cafe, supporting satiety. Now, one of the little life hacks that I've developed in my coffee in the morning, so I'll mix up my little trim cafe and I put a couple things in there. And this is one that I discovered recently. A lot of people are like, you do what? So I have something called a NutriClean fiber powder. Now, this particular fiber powder is the one I chose, one, because I work with a nutritional company that is second to none. So all of their blends have been quality assurance tested, and I know the science is there, and I know what the label says is in there. But why do I choose this one? The reason I choose it is because it's got, yes, the fiber in there, which is great, but it's also loaded with probiotics. So I want to, again, I have lived a life of gut health issues, and I have finally, in the last couple of years, really brought my body to a place where I feel super healthy, my insides feel good, and you have to know by now that that's your second brain, that the brain in your tummy is strongly connected by the vagus nerve to the brain in your skull, right? So we want to make sure that the messages going back and forth are clear, and that means our gut health needs to be good. We can't have all that inflammation in there causing havoc because we won't have dopamine and serotonin at the levels we need to. The other reason I picked this one is because probiotics, but sweetened a little bit with stevia. Now, why do I like that? Because when I throw it in my coffee, it makes my coffee taste just a little, I don't know, it's like having a treat. So here I am filling my body with good healthy things, probiotics, fiber, and bringing in my trim cafe. What a perfect drink for early in the morning. Now I do top it off with one more thing. So while I'm telling you all my secrets, I might as well tell you this one. I also put a little coconut oil in there because, again, one, I like the flavor of it. Two, it feels like a treat. And three, I have learned in my old age that it's very, very good to keep the healthy fats in your body, and you want to keep a good amount of healthy fats throughout the day. Now, my breakfast typically will consist of either turkey sausage or some kind of protein. I always like to have protein in there. Maybe I mix a good healthy yogurt with some plant-based protein. But I will tell you one thing I have every single day of my life. So if you want to attribute one thing in your life to good healthy skin, good healthy body, good healthy brain health, and a healthy heart, it is this little guy right here. An avocado a day is what really keeps the doctor away. So I have an avocado every single morning. Well, Chele, how do you make your avocado? I cut it, I take the peel off, I take a spoon and I eat it. That's how I do it. Now, I realize that some of you, that might sound a little gross too, but for me, it's wonderful and delicious, and I really eat to support my body. Little avocado in the morning, again, bringing in good healthy fats, good for my skin, my hair, my brain, my heart. And then once in a while, I will have myself a grass-fed beef stick as a snack, because sometimes we get just that craving throughout the day, and many people would reach for carbs or sugar or something sweet because you want to bring your energy back up. I'll tell you what I reach for. I reach for a beef stick. I reach for an awake shot, because an awake energy shot, instead of the gross things you guys are picking up at the gas stations or the store, wherever you're getting them, these little babies don't have the chemicals, they don't have the dyes, they're enriched with amino acids and B vitamins. So it's a little bit of an energy shot, so it brings my energy naturally back up. Add a little protein in there, whatever your choice of protein is. I like a grass-fed beef stick. It's just enough. Now, one of the other life hacks that I'll share with you, a lot of you, you like the stir fries and things, and you're throwing that soy sauce on there. I'm gluten-free. I live a gluten-free lifestyle. It causes a lot of pain and inflammation in my joint area, actually. So I've learned to live a gluten-free life. And one of my little life hacks is called liquid aminos. Liquid aminos can be purchased anywhere. I purchase most all of my things online, so walmart.com is where I get it. But the liquid aminos, it just spices up the flavor of maybe a chicken stir fry or a shrimp stir fry, or even if you're doing the miracle noodles, which I forgot to pull out. It's one of my life hacks. So I get they're called miracle noodles or miracle rice. And there's basically nothing in there. So you're not getting any carbs, all the junk that you'd normally get in pasta, but it's like having your treat of pasta. So a little liquid aminos in there instead of that high sodium based soy sauce that's going to have the gluten in there and the wheat that none of us really want to put in our body. Now, I'm going to switch gears for a minute, because sometimes I think the life hack has to be about baking. I'm not a big baker. That's no secret. I'm not even a fancy cook. That's no secret to my family either. But when I bake, my family doesn't know this, so please, nobody share this with them. But I don't care what I bake. If it's brownies or a cake or muffins or cookies, there are secret ingredients I put in there. So number one, I don't use any type of wheat flour. So typically I will use almond flour. So I pick an almond flour, sometimes coconut flour, kind of depending on what I feel like for that particular baking session. But the other thing I do is I secretly put a bunch of plant-based protein powder in there. They don't know the difference. It's just like flour. The other thing I use always, Himalayan salt. I do not use any regular. You hear salt is bad for you? That's actually a myth. Table salt is bad for you. Himalayan salt is very electrolyte balancing. It's very healthy for the heart. So I use that always for my salt in the home, but I use that especially when I'm baking. The other thing I throw in my baking that nobody knows, fiber powder. So they don't even realize why, when they ate only one cookie or one brownie, why they were so full. Well, I've loaded it with almond flour, which is protein. Pea-based, it's not urine pea, right? It's the peas, right? Plant-based protein. And I put a couple scoops of fiber powder in there with probiotics. They don't know. My grandkids don't know. They think it tastes delicious. Sometimes I'll throw a little cacao in there and some dairy-free, gluten-free, chocolate chips in there. I always throw nuts, so almonds or pecans or whatever it is that I have in my house. But that's another one of my life hacks I'm going to share with you today. So snacky snack time, right? We all get those times a day where it's like you don't want a full meal, you just want a little snack. For me, it tends to be mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and nighttime, right? So I have my regular, very balanced macronutrient meals, but my little snacks would be things like pistachios. You get more nuts for, it's like bang for your buck. It's like, I don't know, there's got to be something. I'm sure one of you clever humans out there will think of it, but you can eat more pistachios and not have so many, you know, loaded calories and fats if that's what you're looking for. I actually don't mind that, but a handful of that. Sunflower kernels are delicious. My grandkids are crazy about these. I keep bags of this stuff always in my snack cupboard. So when they're reaching my snack cupboard, they're getting something healthy. So I always throw nuts in my cookies or my baking goods or whatever it might be, because again, heart healthy, good healthy fats. Good healthy fat burns up bad fat. I also support my body with something called CLA, or conjugated linoleic acid. It's a little red capsule. It's a good healthy fat and it helps burn up bad fat. If you don't want to take it as a capsule, just eat good healthy grass-fed red meat. That also has a good load of CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. My new hack, pumpkin seeds. I love pumpkin seeds. So these I happen to get this week. They're spicy pumpkin. They probably wouldn't need to be spicy. I love them just plain with some, you know, simple sea salt or Himalayan salt. But again, you're bringing in protein and fiber in every meal. Why? Protein and fiber in every meal makes losing weight no big deal. Protein and fiber in every meal makes losing weight no big deal. So every meal that's served in my home, every snack that is served to myself, my family, and my grandkids, it's going to have protein and or fiber in it, typically both, because I want to bring a good balance. The other part of this is there's such an epidemic of diabetes, right? So by bringing in the healthy fats, the healthy proteins, the healthy fibers, it slows the impact of any sugar that might be in your food from impacting your blood sugar, therefore supporting the body in not only weight management, insulin sensitivity, diabetes can all be supported by this. Now, one of my other life hacks, and I don't know if many of you know about this, but my mom introduced me to these. Built Bar. Now there's Builders, there's lots of different bars out there, right? I love the Built Bar because it is such a healthy balance. Almost zero, it's like 2 net carbs, but it's got the protein, it's got the fiber, it fills you up, it takes a while to eat, you can savor it. You do need to keep them in a cooler or a refrigerator. I like to keep them in the freezer, and then when I pull them out, it takes just a couple minutes and they start to cool down, but it's almost like eating an ice cream bar, which leads me to my next life hack with Chele. Now, I'm not gonna say it's good for you, okay? But I will say it's the better of two evils. So if at night you're the person that needs to pull out that bowl and fill it with a little ice cream, I'm gonna tell you this is my life hack. I instead put a little of this whipped cream, and I usually, you know, I make sure I'm getting the healthiest form of it so that it's not, you know, you don't want to get the container. I can tell you that. That's nothing but hydrogenated oil, which is going to, you know, cause havoc in your body, cholesterol issues. It's going to get, you know, turn into plastic in your arteries and cause damage in your arteries. So that's a whole nother topic, but avoid hydrogenated oils. I take my little Built Bar and I dip it in the whipped cream, and it's almost like eating an ice cream bar. Okay, you have to use your imagination a little bit, guys, but I enjoy these things. See, when you make the decision that you're going to live a healthy lifestyle, these things are so much fun. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. So those are some of my life hacks. There's another life hack here. Got to tell you about this one. Zevia. If you guys have not heard of Zevia, I order this through Walmart.com. You can get it at typically any grocery store. Go to their healthy aisle or go to their drink aisle. But Zevia has become very popular. This is my favorite. This one is a ginger root beer, and I love it. Why? It's almost like having a root beer float. So my grandkids, we don't serve sweets around here. We don't have regular sweets like other people. We don't have sodas. We don't have ice cream here. Okay, my husband sneaks in ice cream once in a while, but my grandkids don't get it. Instead, what I've done for my grandkids is I will actually take the Zevia, the ginger root beer, I'll pour it in a glass. It's nice and cold, right? And then I'll just squirt some of that whipped topping on there, and they think they're having a root beer float, right? To them, it's delicious. And the other part of it is they know no different. At Grandma's house, that's what we eat. So those are other life hacks. What I love about the Zevia, sometimes you guys, it's nighttime and it's like, man, I just want that extra little thing, right? And you know that you don't need it. That's the difference, want or need. So I will say to myself, physically, I have given my body everything it needs today. Man, I've had my coconut oil, my avocado, I've had my grass-fed beef, I've had my chicken, I've had my protein balance. I am content. But I want a little something. Why? Because it's an emotional support. We all have those times, right? That's when I crack open that Zevia, because that Zevia, it just fills you up, but there's not even coloring in there, guys. They're all clear. The flavor is amazing, and obviously it's sweetened with stevia, Zevia, sweetened with stevia, right? So again, the plant-based protein is a good one. If you have a good healthy yogurt, you can mix it in there. It's like eating pudding. Throw some nuts in there if you want a little extra fat. Start off your day with the coffee, the trim tea, the trim cafe, the mocha tonics. Put the little fiber powders in there. Those are nice life hacks. When you're making your stir fries, throw in the liquid aminos. Make sure if you're having tummy problems throughout the day that you're using a good probiotic. I choose one that has Live Back and BioTrack so that I know it's getting not only upper GI, but it's actually supporting my lower GI as well. Sometimes, because I do a lot of public speaking, I memorize a lot of information, I'm big in the world of health and wellness, I need to keep my brain clickers working. So typically the combination of my Awake Energy shot in the afternoon lifts my brain chemistry up a little bit. Then I add in the Vitamine before my presentation by about a half hour. Another very inexpensive hack that just supports the metabolism to my brain. I retain, I memorize, I'm able to recall, and I'm able to deliver a message without stumbling over my words or going, my words come to me. So that's sort of a Vitamine hack. Now, I want to take you into some other life hacks that might not be what you would expect from Chele Bow, but they're things that I need to share with you because, again, you know I love health and wellness. I like to use things that are environmentally safe and friendly. This is a little life hack. Again, these are little secrets that I've used probably 20 years and never told anybody. This product is a Global Care enzyme-based product called SP7. So about every 2 weeks, I go around to all the drains in the house, all the sink drains, the bathroom sinks, the toilets, the showers, the bathtubs, and I deliver a little bit of this guy right down the drain. It's a good enzyme-based, safe for the environment way to keep your pipes from clogging and to get rid of that, the disgusting stuff that's probably sitting in a lot of your colons right now. Okay, don't drink SP7. I did not say that's a life hack, right? You want to use the fiber powders, and if you really need a good colon cleanse, give me a call, send me a message, because I do have a recommendation on that as well. I use a good 7-day healthy cleanse. Now, what about your vehicle, right? We can't leave your vehicle out. Your vehicle is important, right? It has to get you from A to B, right? How about the Friction-Free 3000? My husband is crazy about this product, so I have to share a couple of his life hacks. I ran my van years ago out of oil twice. Now, I say my husband should have been checking the oil. He says maybe. But we both say this saved our van, and it has saved every vehicle since. So I'm not saying let your vehicle run out of oil, do your regular oil checks, but this little guy has saved us both in gas economy, so it's saved us in fuel, but it's also saved the wear and tear on our engine. It's got micro metal technology that sort of fills in the gaps in the pistons as they're firing so that you're not going to have that wear and tear on the vehicle, and it's going to keep that oil healthy. So that's my little Friction-Free 3000 life hack. So let's see. Oh, silver biotics. This is another life hack. So a lot of you are taking antibiotics. I'm like, they're opposed to life. I'm opposed to antibiotics in most cases, unless of course you're undergoing surgery or something like that. But where I do like to support the body is in giving it back life with something called silver biotics, which builds the immune system up. In fact, right now, it wouldn't be a bad idea for everybody to be using a little bit of silver biotics every day. But I support my family, and I have for years, with something called silver biotics because it's for life. Instead of antibiotics against life, where it kills off all of your bacteria, the silver biotics will kill off the bad bacteria while supporting the good bacteria. And then make sure, no matter what, you're getting in there with probiotics to support that. A very good naturopath friend of mine just recently turned me on to something called mullein, and you can buy it as a tea, but they didn't have a tea when I went to find this. I wanted it quick because my daughter has been experiencing some illness with bronchitis. So we got in there quick with the mullein, the silver biotics. We loaded her body with vitamin C, vitamin D, isotonic immune. We're supporting her body with lots of fluids, drinkable aloe juice. So we're doing all the right things to bring her back to good health. The biggest thing is, guys, it's a lot easier to prevent than it is to treat. So I'm not here to treat or cure any illness, I'm here to kill your bad habits. But these are some of my fun little life hacks, some of the secrets that I've had for years that I really didn't know were secrets. They've become habits. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If I come up with some other fun things that I can bring in addition to this, I will certainly do this, but I hope this was a good help for you today. Thanks for joining me today on Chele Beau's Little Healthy Life Hacks. Have a great day.